My name is Linda Burrows, and in 1981, I had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I decided that it was time for me to do something for a little bit other than just being a mom. So I wanted to go back and study piano again. I was a piano major, but that was in Arkansas. So we were here, living here in West Des Moines, and I called Drake University to inquire about their piano professors there. I was given 3 names, and when I heard the name, Dr. Bob Schultz, something in my heart and my mind just told me that's the man I'm to call. And so that began a teacher-student relationship that would eventually last until almost 40 years. I love studying piano with Dr. Schultz. He was such fun, and he inspired me to work hard and to practice. And I found myself really wanting to impress him or please him every single week. So this one week I came in and I'd been working really hard on a Bach portion of an English suite. And I started playing it, and I was just so excited about all the praise I was going to get from him at the end that I knew that I deserved. Well, I finished and I looked over at him and he said, "Well, it's coming along, but it's still a little green." And I thought, green? Are you kidding me? I haven't done laundry all week and you're telling me it's green? So my family suffered a little bit as I pursued this dream of going back to school, but I really did enjoy it. It was great fun. I went in one day for my lesson, and as he was always so helpful to me, if I would walk in and I'd say, I have this piece, I'd kind of like to learn this, what do you think? And he was always encouraging. He didn't ever try to talk me out of anything, even though, at times it might have been better had he done that. But I went in one day and I was humming this melody, and I said, I know that this is a Chopin etude. Now, it sounds like this. And I just kept humming this melody. I said, I really want to learn this piece. I really want to learn it. And so I really did test his vast knowledge of Chopin literature on that day, because he goes over to his file cabinet and he starts just going through all of his files, and eventually he produced a Chopin nocturne that was not an etude, it was a nocturne, and that's the piece I was humming. And he proceeded to help me learn that piece, and I played that for many years to come. I enjoyed it. I loved playing that piece. It always reminded me of the times that we had together, and his expertise in teaching me how to do all those 5 notes against 4, 8 against whatever, it was like, I don't know how in the world he made it as easy as he did for me, but he did, and I enjoyed that piece. However, you won't hear that piece from me today. I'm sorry to say. The last several months have been a combination of eye surgeries, selling property, and getting finished with my mom's estate. And then I had to put my cat down last week. Aww. Well, I know I could make this into a country western song if I really worked at it. It really is the truth. It's really well. But it's inspired me, just like Dirk said. If I'd known you were going to be 100, I think I would have been a little bit more at work keeping up the piano. And I have played many times over the years, but just not necessarily that Chopin nocturne. We in 1991 we left Iowa and we returned to our home state of Arkansas. Now you don't have to wonder, where that was from, but this accent that everybody talked about when I was here, and when I went back to Arkansas, it sounded just like everybody else. So just me. But anyway. We went back to Arkansas, and when we left, we had become such good friends with Bob and Janet at that time, and then also Diane Coleman was introduced to me while I was studying with Dr. Schultz, and we were fast friends and did kind of duos together, and with Bob's guidance and all. And then eventually, I guess it was about 1985, he introduced us to Dirk and Lynn Teben, who became just wonderful fast friends of ours, and we just had a great time. So it was the 8 of us that had dinner parties together and just talked music and just had a wonderful time together. So So it was with regret that we had to leave in 91 and break up that time, our friendship, but we stayed in contact, and I stayed in contact with Bob through email. And so there was a message one day that came through on my email, and it was from Bob, and he mentioned about this former student of his that had just moved back to Des Moines. And he made some kind of comment like, well, if he was only just a little younger, he might, ask her out. And I remember telling him all the things that were really true about how, are you kidding me? You're so young. If I was not married, I would be honored if you would ask me out. And so I would told him then at the end, I said, I really think you can make beautiful music together. And that did it, so. You made that call, and it was so exciting then to hear about all of that. And I do believe they have made beautiful music together, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
So that was a fun time. But anyway, Dr. Schultz, you just have impressed me in so many ways and taught me how to be a better pianist, and he taught me to be more patient at the time in my learning of these pieces. And I just felt like that he taught me sensitivity and also how to be a better teacher myself. I know that God has blessed you tremendously by allowing you to have such a long and productive life. But I also know that God has blessed all of us by allowing us to have you with us for this long. And so it is with wonderful thanksgiving, admiration, and I'm just so appreciative to have had you in my life and to have looked back and remember all the wonderful times together and all the wonderful things that you've taught me. Happy birthday, I love you.
Oh.